Comparing yourself to other artists has to be one of the number one soul killers in the art world. I'm going to try to avoid the common advice given on this topic, that being don't do it and keep your head down and just look at what ideas and techniques you can borrow from the people you're comparing yourself to instead. We've all heard that. It is what you should do. But I do think there's another point we could discuss, and it's expressed a little less often. That point is that it's selfish. Like, really unbelievably, stupidly, hilariously selfish, self-serving, preening, and mean to compare yourself to other artists. Yeah, it's mean to negatively compare yourself to other artists. Because when you compare yourself to another artist, you're not actually comparing yourself to them, to the real, complicated person that they are. You are inevitably simplifying them. You are making this horrible grotesquerie out of them, and you're comparing yourself to that instead. Often, you're comparing yourself to their art and blaming it on them, the person, like they have any say over how you feel about their art. All of this is very backwards thinking. All of this is extremely unwise thinking. And if you really are comparing yourself to what you know about the artist or their work ethic or whatever, you're comparing yourself to some weird image you made up of their work ethic. Again, not them. You know nothing about them. Even if they're your friend, you don't know exactly how they're going through their journey in their head. That's private. That's for them. You don't know anything about it. That's the selfish part. Even if you know nothing about their journey, you pretend you do. You put googly eyes on your ridiculous straw version of them, and you look at it and you feel bad. You're so sure that they're happy and productive, and they're so confident with their work, and their job is so cool, and they must love their job. No. Hard line. No. You don't know any of that stuff. How could you? We all live complicated lives and have different temperaments that make people present their lives to others in different ways, in very particular ways. For all you know, that artist was at their most miserable, lowest point of their life when they made that piece of theirs that you're most jealous of. So stop treating yourself and others this way. You're not leaving any room in your mind for the real possibilities of what that other artist's journey contains, because you've already decided for yourself that it's the version that would optimize your suffering by comparison. Of course, I'm making this point especially hard for those of you with other artists as friends around you. Maybe online, maybe in art school together. A little friendly rivalry that's in good humor is always nice and can speed up progress for both parties. But the second you stop carrying it lightly and get delusional and think any of that crap is real and that it says something about you, that is the second it went too far. Don't let yourself indulge in feelings of superiority or inferiority with people actually in your life, or with the people that you have parasocial relationships with on social media. Carry it all lightly. Use it as a fun tool to make you want to get better, but there is never, ever a reason to get tricked into being emotionally bandied about by it. How bad you are at drawing compared to others says nothing about you. How good you are at drawing compared to others says nothing about you. Indeed, as we've discussed many times, nothing about your practice says anything about you or how you should feel about your life. You can let yourself believe it does, such that it causes real suffering, but doing so is it's unnecessary. And it stems from unwise viewpoints. See through the illusion. See that this is all less substantial than air, and as such, you can just decide for yourself how you feel about all of this. And you should. Be steady and peaceful and happy, so that you'll keep making work and sharing it with people, because goddamn it, people like seeing art. So beyond the rhetorical aspects of it, are there any techniques we can use to help us keep our heads on straight and not compare ourselves to others as much, to navigate an episode of envy? Well, here's a course of action you can try. As with so much we talk about in this channel, it starts with some degree of moment-to-moment mindfulness of what you're going through. You want to be able to detect your jealousy and tendency to self-deprecate as it's coming on. Maybe in the moment that you see the post of someone you're jealous of or something like that. Once you feel envy bubbling up, unwinding itself into the full bloom of its power along with all of its attendant demons, the constellation of itches, tightenings, and flushes of heat that make it up, just observe them. There's nothing to do with jealousy and envy and feelings of comparison. They're just how you are being you at this moment. You need not even actively try to accept them. They are already fully accepted by your body and mind. That's how they're able to hijack the train of being and derail it. They fit right in, familiar enough for you to identify with them completely. They're old friends. Don't push them away or hold them tightly. Just be with them. Add nothing else on. And then, as you stay with them, observing, remember that all things pass, and this will too. You succeed in this exercise if you just let the jealousy pass, without allowing an intense peak of jealousy or self-hatred to trick you into thinking there is something you need to do, like work harder or draw something different or give up or reassess your goals. None of that. You may need to do some of that stuff. That may be true, but don't build the habit of being prompted to do those things by unwise impulses. Investigate those possibilities when they stem from wholesome and wise places instead, and let no seeds be sown in the hard earth of envy. Something to try. And you can avoid trying it if you just keep your head down and draw the stuff you like to draw. I know a lot of this always seems easier said than done, but you already want to stop comparing yourself to others, right? You already don't want to waste all of your valuable creative energy and time inventing complex stories about how you are better or worse than other artists. So just drop it. You don't want to do it. Just let it go then. That's not you. You're not really interested in making all of these little cartoon versions of all of your peers and friends and holding up a little cartoon version of yourself up to them and saying, oh, well, that one's better than this one because of this, and this one's better because of that. You know it's all nothing. It's all illusion. So just let it go. Is there anything easier than just letting go of a silly illusion? It already doesn't have any power. It already is insubstantial and unreal. It's not that you letting it go or turning away from it changes anything. It's already nothing. All that you're ceasing to do is the creative act of inventing a reason that it is something. You tend to invent that it does matter because you are a bad person or a bad artist in some foundational sense. Just forget it. Just forget it and enjoy drawing. Enjoy drawing. Thanks.